Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you thought the pennies in your piggy bank were just spare change, you might want to take another look. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare and ultra-valuable Lincoln 1-cent pennies that have sold for thousands, and sometimes, even millions of dollars. These tiny copper treasures have stories that span decades and reveal a history of minting errors, unique features, and limited runs. So grab your magnifying glass, because here are the top 20 most valuable Lincoln cents that you might just have lying around. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of one of the most talked about pennies out there, the 1960 D Lincoln cent with the mint mark D. We're talking history, value, and whether it's worth hunting for in your pocket change. And trust me, you'll want to stick around because some of these coins are worth way more than just a penny. History of the 1960 D penny. Alright. Let's rewind to the year 1960. The U.S. Mint was pushing out Lincoln pennies by the millions, specifically over 1.5 billion Lincoln cents minted at the Denver Mint alone. That's why you'll often see the D Mint mark on the 1960 pennies, which shows they were produced in Denver. But there was something special about that year that sets these pennies apart. So, what's so special about these pennies? Well, 1960 was a year of variety for the Lincoln cent. In fact, it's well known for what collectors call small date and large date varieties. This difference is actually a minor variation in the date's font size, but for collectors, it's a major deal. Here's what you want to look for. The small date pennies have smaller numbers in 1960, while the large date version has a more stretched out look. To the untrained eye, they can look almost identical, but collectors are very particular about these details. Want to know if you have a rare one in your pocket right now? First, check for the D Mint mark below the date. This shows it was minted in Denver. Then, see if you can spot the difference in the date itself to determine if it's a small date or large date. Now, what really drives up the value of these pennies is not just the variety but also the coin's condition. So, if you happen to find a pristine, uncirculated 1960 D small date penny in mint condition, especially if it's been graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, you might be holding onto a small fortune. How much is the 1960 D penny worth today? Alright, let's talk numbers. You're probably wondering, what's this penny actually worth? Well, that depends on three main things: rarity, condition, and demand. Here's the breakdown. Most circulated 1960 D pennies, meaning they've been used in everyday transactions, are worth just a few cents each. But the uncirculated small date variety? Those can bring in some big bucks. A 1960 D small date penny in mint state, graded MS65 or higher, can fetch between $20 to $50, depending on the condition. 1960 D Lincoln penny values, circulated, average 1 to 5 cents. Uncirculated small date, $20 to $50, MS65 and up, proof and high grades, up to $500 plus. But here's where it gets interesting. The absolute best condition 1960 D pennies, those graded MS67 or even MS68, can be worth hundreds of dollars or more, especially if it's a rare variety like the small date with no imperfections. In auctions, some of these coins have sold for $500 and up. Coin collectors are fascinated by the 1960 D penny for a few reasons. For one, it's a simple, affordable way to dive into numismatics, the study of coins and currency. Plus, with the thrill of discovering a rare variety like the small date, it's a collector's dream to find one in their pocket change. On top of that, coins like this offer a nostalgic piece of American history. This penny saw the light of day just before America's coin design started to change in the coming decades. It's a piece of that era's craftsmanship. So, if you think you've got a valuable 1960 D penny, you might want to consider getting it professionally graded. Grading services like PCGS and NGC assess the quality, rarity, and authenticity of coins, which can seriously bump up your coin's value if it's in excellent condition. Just remember that grading isn't cheap. It can cost anywhere from $20 to $50 per coin. So it's something to weigh carefully, especially if you think your coin could be worth a pretty penny. So there you have it, the mystery, history, and money behind the 1960 D Lincoln penny. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just love the idea of finding treasure in your change, this little penny has something for everyone. Have you ever come across a 1960 penny? Or maybe you have one lying around somewhere? Let me know in the comments! And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories, and share this with someone who might just have a hidden treasure in their pocket. Like, subscribe, and share! Have you ever come across an ordinary penny and wondered if it might actually be worth a lot more? Well, what if I told you that some pennies from 1972 could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Today, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating story of the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. So, what's the big deal with the 1972 Lincoln cent? To understand why some of these pennies are so valuable, we first need to understand the basics. In 1972, the U.S. Mint produced over 5.5 billion Lincoln pennies across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. The pennies from the Philadelphia Mint didn't have any mint mark, just a simple design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But here's where things get interesting. While most 1972 pennies are quite common, certain varieties, especially those with errors, are far from ordinary. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1972 Lincoln cent is the doubled die variety. Doubled die means that during the minting process, the die, the metal stamp that impresses the design onto the coin, shifted slightly, creating a doubled image. This error is visible in areas like Liberty, the date in 1972, and the motto "In God We Trust." Now, not every 1972 penny has this error. In fact, there are several die varieties from 1972, but only the most significant doubling error, known as double die obverse (DDO) variety 1, carries the highest value among collectors. Why is this specific error so valuable? There are a few key factors. Rarity. While billions of 1972 pennies were produced, the number of genuine doubled die coins is much smaller. It's estimated that only a small percentage of the coins from the Philadelphia Mint feature the most desirable doubling. Demand. Coin collectors love rare and unique items, and doubled die coins fit that bill perfectly. Condition. Like all collectible coins, the value of a 1972 doubled die cent depends greatly on its condition. Coins that have been well preserved over the years can fetch a much higher price, especially if they're in mint state condition. Alright, let's get to the part everyone's curious about. How much are these pennies really worth today? Well, the value can vary widely based on condition and demand. For a regular 1972 penny without any errors, you're typically looking at face value or a little more, maybe a few cents if it's in pristine condition. But if you've got the sought-after double die obverse penny, you're in for a treat. Circulated condition. A well-circulated 1972 DDO penny can be worth anywhere from $50 to $100. Uncirculated/mint state. If the coin is in excellent condition, values can jump to $300, $500, or even over $1,000, especially if it has been graded by a top-tier grading company like PCGS or NGC. In fact, one 1972 DDO in pristine condition recently sold for over $1,200. So, if you have one of these coins in top condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, how can you tell if your 1972 penny has this special error? First, grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look closely at Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1972. You should see a clear doubling on these letters and numbers. If the doubling looks a bit subtle or smudged, it may not be the variety 1 doubled die. For absolute certainty, consider having your coin graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm whether it's the rare doubled die version and assign it a condition grade, both of which impact its value. If you think you have a valuable 1972 penny, what should you do next? Well, here are a few options. Online auctions. Sites like eBay are popular for selling collectible coins. Just be sure to include clear photos, especially close-ups of any doubling. Coin dealers. Reputable dealers can give you an on-the-spot appraisal and may even buy the coin from you. Coin shows and auctions. You can get a feel for the coin market at these events, where collectors and sellers gather. Remember, patience is key. Coins with certified grading and authentication often fetch higher prices. Who knew a humble penny from 1972 could be so valuable, right? The world of coin collecting is full of treasures, and sometimes those treasures are hiding in plain sight, in your pocket change, so next time you come across a penny from the 70s, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look, you might just find a rare gem. If you enjoyed learning about the hidden value of coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. We're constantly exploring more coin stories, hidden treasures, and tips on making the most out of your collectibles. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting! Have you ever wondered if that old penny in your pocket could actually be worth a small fortune? Well, today, we're diving into the world of one of the most intriguing coins out there, the 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. It's a simple, everyday coin that's been around for decades, but some of these 1974 pennies are worth way more than a penny, and we're going to explore exactly why. So sit tight, and let's find out if you might be sitting on a hidden treasure. Now, let's start with a bit of background. In 1974, the United States Mint was producing millions of Lincoln pennies across different locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If you take a close look at pennies made outside Philadelphia, they typically have a tiny letter, a mint mark, that shows where the coin was minted. But coins from Philadelphia don't have that mark, which is why they're often referred to as no-mint mark coins. While that alone isn't unique, there's something about the 1974 penny that makes it stand out from other no-mint mark pennies. What makes it so fascinating is that some versions of this coin are actually worth a lot more than you'd expect. So why is that? First, a little historical context. 1974 was a unique year for the U.S. Mint, largely because of the ongoing debate about rising copper prices. Copper was getting more expensive, and there was serious talk about moving away from it as the primary metal for pennies. So, the Mint did some experimenting. This led to a few rare and valuable experimental pennies. During this year, the Mint even produced a few pennies made from aluminum instead of copper. These rare aluminum 1974 pennies became the stuff of legends. Only a handful are known to exist, and they're worth tens of thousands of dollars if you're lucky enough to find one. But today, we're focusing on the more accessible copper pennies from 1974. So what's the deal with the 1974 no-mint mark copper penny? Well, like any collectible, the value of these coins depends on a few key factors: condition, rarity, and demand. Let's break that down. Condition matters. First up, condition. Most 1974 pennies are still only worth face value, but if your penny is in mint, uncirculated condition, it could fetch a premium. Coins graded by professional services as Mint State, MS, can sell for $5, $10, or even $20. It's rare to find a penny from 1974 in perfect, untouched condition, and that's why those are the ones that collectors are after. Collectors use a scale called the Sheldon Grading Scale, which ranges from poor, P1, all the way up to a perfect Mint State 70, MS 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. So, if you have a 1974 penny that looks nearly brand new, it could be worth checking its grade. Rare errors and die variations. But it's not just condition that matters, sometimes it's the mistakes that make these pennies valuable. Coins with rare errors, such as doubling on the date or on Lincoln's profile, can be especially valuable. These errors occur during the minting process, and they're considered rare variations. Some of these errors are subtle, so you may need a magnifying glass to check. But trust me, if you spot one, it could be worth the search. Error coins from 1974 in high grade have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars to dedicated collectors. Current market value of the 1974 no-mint mark penny. So, where does that leave us today? What's the 1974 no-mint mark penny worth on the current market? Let's look at some recent sales and auction data. On popular coin auction sites like Heritage Auctions and eBay, 1974 pennies in top condition and with unusual characteristics can sell for anywhere from $5 up to several $100s. But the vast majority of these pennies, especially those in circulated condition, are worth only a few cents or face value. But here's the thing, if you're one of the lucky few who stumbles upon a pristine, high-grade, or era 1974 penny, you could see offers ranging from $50 to even $500. How to find out if your penny is valuable? Now you might be thinking, how can I tell if my penny is special? Great question. Start by looking closely at the coin's condition. Is it shiny and unmarked, or worn and dull? Next, examine it for any unusual features, like doubling on the date or lettering, strange marks, or any other unique characteristics. Lastly, consider getting it graded by a professional. While grading costs money, it can pay off if your coin turns out to be highly valuable. A quick tip: look for coins with a sharp, clean strike and no signs of wear or scratches. These are often the ones that catch collectors' attention. So, there you have it. The 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny may seem common, but under the right circumstances, it can actually be worth much more than face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep an eye on those pennies. You never know, that little copper coin could be hiding a lot of hidden value. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more fascinating facts and insights into the world of coins and collectibles. Who knows what other treasures we'll discover together? Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into an exciting coin that has collectors buzzing, the 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. You might be wondering, why is this penny so special? Or how could a single cent be worth more than its face value? Stay tuned as we uncover the fascinating story behind this coin, its mysterious history, and the surprising market value it holds today. By the end of this video, you might even find yourself reaching for your pocket change to see if you have one of these rare coins. Now, let's start with some background on the Lincoln penny and why this particular version is so intriguing. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation for over a century now, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. But by the 1970s, the penny had a few subtle changes, including where it was minted. Most U.S. coins have a mint mark to indicate where they were made, whether it's Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. If you come across a 1978 penny with no mint mark, it's not actually an error. This particular penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't add a mint mark to its pennies at the time. So, if you find a 1978 penny with no mint mark, it's actually standard for that year. Chapter 1: Why the 1978 no mint mark penny is still special. Host. Alright, so we know that having no mint mark isn't a mistake, but what makes the 1978 Lincoln penny valuable? Well, for coin collectors, rarity, condition, and historical significance all play a big role in determining a coin's worth. While the 1978 penny itself isn't necessarily rare, finding one in pristine condition can be difficult. Many of these coins have been in circulation for over 40 years now, so finding one with minimal wear is like finding a needle in a haystack. In coin collecting, the condition is everything. A penny from 1978 in near-perfect condition is considered highly desirable. Collectors use a grading scale, ranging from good all the way to mint state or MS, which means the coin is practically flawless. A 1978 penny graded MS66 or MS67 is rare and can be worth significantly more than a penny that's been in circulation. So, you're probably asking, what's this penny worth? Well, for most 1978 pennies, the value is still around 1 cent, or maybe a few cents if it's in better than average condition. However, if you happen to find a 1978 penny that's in exceptional, near-mint condition, it could be worth quite a bit more. In fact, a 1978 penny graded MS66 can go for anywhere between $50 and $200, depending on the demand from collectors. If you're incredibly lucky and have one that grades at MS67 or even higher, you could be looking at several $100s for a single penny. That's quite a return on investment for something you might find in your pocket or piggy bank. And here's an interesting fact. Some of these high-grade pennies have even sold for more than $2,000 at auctions. Now, those are rare cases, but they go to show that even a single cent can have tremendous value to the right buyer. Chapter 3: How to check if you have a valuable 1978 penny. So, you're probably wondering, how do I know if my 1978 penny is valuable? Here's what to look for. First, inspect the condition. Look for a coin that's free of scratches, dents, or discoloration. If your penny still has its original shine, it's worth setting aside. You can also use a magnifying glass to look closely at Lincoln's portrait and the words on the coin. If the details are sharp and defined, you might have a higher grade penny. And of course, if you're serious about finding out the exact value, you can always get it professionally graded. Now, let's talk about the current market. Like any collectible, the value of a 1978 Lincoln penny can fluctuate based on demand. Recently, high-grade examples have been seeing a surge in popularity, with some selling for over $2,000. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for well-preserved versions of common coins because they're often overlooked, which adds to the thrill of finding them. Of course, not every 1978 penny will fetch such a high price, but even if you have a decent condition penny, it could be worth a few extra dollars. As of now, the most valuable 1978 pennies are the ones in pristine condition, with minimal handling. So, what should you do if you find one? First, consider its grade. If you think you've got a high-quality coin, you might want to have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Grading costs a bit, but it can help determine the exact value and attract serious buyers. Once graded, you can list it on online marketplaces like eBay, or you could consider a coin auction. Make sure to take clear, high-quality photos of both sides of the coin, and include all relevant details, like the coin's grade and any unique features. Who would have thought that a simple 1978 penny could be worth so much? Coins like these remind us that there's often hidden value in the everyday things around us. So, go check your pocket change, search through your drawers, and you might just uncover a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, rare collectibles, and fascinating finds, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable penny. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting! Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the fascinating world of coins, currency, and collectibles. Today, we're uncovering the mystery and value behind the 1996 Lincoln penny, specifically, those without a mint mark. If you have one sitting in your jar of loose change, it might just be worth more than you think. Stick around as we reveal its history, value, and what collectors are paying today. So let's start with a little background on the Lincoln penny. Since 1909, this little copper coin has held a special place in American history. It was first minted to honor President Abraham Lincoln, marking the first time a U.S. coin featured an actual person instead of liberty or other symbols. Over the years, the design has changed a bit, but Lincoln's image has stayed on the penny, making it the longest-running design in U.S. coin history. Over the years, pennies have had various mint marks, indicating where they were made. Coins with a D mark were minted in Denver, while S represents San Francisco. But pennies without a mint mark? Those came from the Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint rarely stamped mint marks on their coins, especially on pennies. And the 1996 no mint mark penny is no exception. So what makes the 1996 Lincoln penny interesting? This penny might look ordinary, but for collectors, certain editions, conditions, and unique errors make some of these pennies much more valuable. Although there were millions of these pennies produced, a select few are considered rare, and they hold value because of their condition or errors from the minting process. One thing to look out for is the penny's condition. A 1996 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is worth more to collectors than one that's been well used and worn down. And if you have a red penny, which means it has retained its bright copper color without any tarnishing, that's a big plus in the coin collecting world. Let's talk grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A 1996 penny in average circulated condition is worth its face value, 1 cent. But if you have a penny in high-grade condition, like MS-65 or higher, you're looking at a collector's item worth several dollars or more. MS stands for mint state, which refers to a coin that hasn't been circulated or used. If you have a 1996 no mint mark penny that looks shiny, sharp, and without any nicks, consider getting it graded. You can take it to a professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC, and they'll provide you with an official grade and certification, which can significantly raise its value. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Some 1996 pennies feature mint errors, and these mistakes can make a coin extremely valuable. Here are some common mint errors you should look out for. Off-center strike. If you have a penny where the design isn't perfectly centered, that's an off-center strike. Depending on how far off it is, an error like this can make a 1996 penny worth anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds. Double die error. Another valuable error is a double die. Look closely at Liberty or In God We Trust. If the letters look doubled, that could be a double die error. These types of coins are always in demand and can fetch high prices. Clipped planchet. Finally, a clipped planchet, where part of the coin's edge is missing, is another error that can boost a penny's value. Now, let's talk dollars. The current market value for a standard 1996 no mint mark penny in circulated condition is, you guessed it, 1 cent. But if you've got a penny in mint condition, especially graded MS-65 or higher, you might be able to sell it for around $5 to $15. That might not seem like much, but for a penny, it's pretty impressive. However, if you have a high-grade penny with one of those mint errors we just talked about, values can jump significantly. For example, a 1996 penny with a strong double die can go for $100 or even more. And remember, prices are always changing based on demand in the coin market, so it's worth checking auction sites and recent sales data to get an idea of what collectors are currently paying. So, how do you know if you have a valuable 1996 no mint mark penny? Start by giving it a close look. Check for any obvious errors, and examine its overall condition. If it looks sharp, shiny, and relatively unused, you might have a high-grade coin. And don't forget to handle it carefully. Oils from your fingers can damage the surface, so use gloves if possible. Once you've checked your coin, consider storing it in a protective coin holder. This helps preserve its condition, especially if it has the potential to appreciate in value. Alright, coin enthusiasts, we hope this helped you understand a little more about the 1996 no mint mark Lincoln penny and its potential value. While not every penny will be worth a fortune, it's always exciting to know that something as small as a penny can have a big story. So, go check your change jars and see if you've got a hidden gem. And if you do find one, let us know in the comments below. Have you come across any rare coins in your collection? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more coin collecting tips and treasures. Until next time, happy hunting! Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most commonly overlooked coins that could actually be worth way more than you think. We're talking about the 2012 Lincoln penny with NO mint mark. Yes, a coin that many of us just toss into our jars or give as change could be holding some surprising value. Before we get into the details of the 2012 penny, let's rewind and take a look at the history of the Lincoln penny series. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it's seen several changes in design, composition, and of course, those small yet significant mint marks. Alright, let's talk mint marks. A mint mark tells you where a coin was produced. You'll often see a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, while pennies minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark at all. In 2012, pennies were mostly produced in Denver and Philadelphia, with the Philadelphia minted coins missing the mint mark by design. Now, while it might seem like an error, a 2012 penny with no mint mark is actually just a Philadelphia coin. But even without the mint mark, there are a few things that can make some of these coins more valuable. So, let's talk about what can set a standard 2012 penny apart from the rest. Here are some key factors that can increase a coin's value, mint errors, certain errors, like doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks, can make a 2012 penny a lot more valuable to collectors. Minting errors happen when there's an issue in the coin's production process, which results in a unique, one-of-a-kind coin. Condition or grade. The condition of a coin is a massive factor in determining its value. Coins graded in mint state, MS conditions, especially MS 65 and above, can fetch a premium price. Coins that are in great shape or have been stored well since 2012 might still have a pristine, untouched appearance, which collectors love. Red or red-brown toning. Did you know that copper pennies can develop different shades over time? Collectors often look for red coins, which have a bright copper shine, as opposed to brown or dull-toned coins. If you have a 2012 penny with that striking red finish, it could fetch a bit more than a regular one. Alright, now for the big question everyone's waiting for: what is a 2012 no mint mark Lincoln penny actually worth in today's market? If your penny is well circulated, it will generally be worth its face value of 1 cent. However, even in circulated conditions, coins in great shape might sell for a few cents each in bulk. For uncirculated coins, things get a bit more interesting. Coins graded in mint states like MS 65 can go for anywhere from $5 to $10 on the collector's market. Rare errors or unique variations, like a double die or other striking errors, can raise that value significantly, sometimes up to $50 or more depending on the rarity. There have been some standout sales of 2012 pennies, especially with unique errors or high grades. For example, pennies graded at MS 67 or higher have sold for around $50 to $100. And if you have a coin with an extremely rare error in excellent condition, it could fetch even more from the right collector. Now, if you think you have a potentially valuable 2012 penny, here's what you should do. Check for errors. Examine your coin closely for any unusual features, such as doubling, cracks, or any odd patterns. Look for condition and luster. Check to see if your coin has that fresh red copper look. The shinier, the better. Consider grading. If you believe your coin is in exceptional condition, consider sending it to a grading service. Professional grading can confirm its condition and increase its market value. So, should you hold on to your 2012 no mint mark pennies or sell them? If you find an uncirculated coin with great luster or a unique error, it might be worth holding on to, as coin values can appreciate over time. But if you're a casual collector or just looking to make a quick profit, you could also consider selling it now, as there's demand for high-quality, recent coins among new collectors. And that's it for today's look at the 2012 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Next time you come across one in your pocket, take a closer look. You might have a hidden treasure. Let us know in the comments if you've found any unique pennies, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos on coin values, rare finds, and collecting tips. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest coin videos.